Weighed in at 159 pounds. Joining us in the discipline of kickboxing, his record is even up with 1 win and 1 loss. Representing the Pit Fight team and hailing from San Luis Obispo, California, introducing John Buckets of Blood Polakowski. And his opponent across the cage on my left, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches. He weighed in at 159 1/2 pounds. He is a colorful freestyle fighter with an even-up record of 5 wins and 5 losses, representing the Odo Fight Club. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the popular MMA warrior from Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, Mexico, introducing the one and only Olaf Alfonso. And now our third man in the cage, Herb Dean, now to give instructions. Once again, 3 5-minute rounds scheduled.
Okay, gentlemen, let's keep the fight nice and clean. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. Touch gloves, come out ready.
Well, here it is, the rubber match. Polakowski won the last one. Olaf won the first one. And this is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
I don't know if anything can live up to that first fight again, but certainly the stage is set. And if they're both healthy and they start winging it, we could have a terrific fight once again.
Much anticipation about this fight.
Hurry up.
There has been a buzz about this, as well as the championship fights, this fight as well. And this is the one that will decide the personal match between Polakowski and Alfonso. And
got a little late-minute glove work here by the referee.
this is it, Polakowski against Alfonso. This is their third fight, the one that will break their tie. And round 1 of a scheduled 3 5-minute rounder is underway.
Now measuring each other out, Polakowski comes from a kickboxing background. Fights out of Chuck Liddell's club, the Pit Fight team. Olaf is a bit of a mystery where he comes from. He likes it that way.
And people like it that way. He can tell all kinds of stories. You never know. They're always entertaining, as well as watching him fight. Olaf with a kick there.
And he talks, yeah, he talks to you.
He missed with the kick and acknowledged that to Polakowski. I don't know if I've ever seen that in the cage. Polakowski flicking that jab out there. They have great respect for each other going back to that first fight, as Ron Buck was talking about. It is a classic.
And, you know, when you look at it, Polakowski was a replacement. Came in just, you know, spur of the moment out of Chuck Liddell's club. And there was sort of an unwritten agreement about, well, our guy's a kickboxer. He doesn't do too much MMA. He's taking the fight, so try to keep it standing. And it led to a terrific fight. And this one seems very much the same way. They're both standing. Neither one looks like they want to take down. But neither one has found the range.
Polakowski, the 25-year-old Californian, a bartender as well as a fighter. That could come in handy in both ways.
Yes, it could. Polakowski actually bartender at Bull's Tavern in San Luis Obispo. And he also said he's going to avoid kicking Olaf because he doesn't want to give Olaf a handle on the leg for a possible takedown.
Olaf, the southpaw, has been able to avoid any big punches from Polakowski and flick a few of his arms from redness around the face of John Polakowski in the blue.
They're just picking at each other at the moment. They haven't really launched into the winging hard leather that they did in that first fight. So probably because, you know, you learn from those experiences. You don't like getting hit hard, so obviously you're going to try to slip the punch.
Olaf continues with his jabs. He's gotten a few in, a little swelling under the left eye of Polakowski. Polakowski not quite able to measure it just yet.
And Olaf's punches are coming in really hard from the outside. They're almost like huge roundhouses. They're not real linear, straightforward. As was Polakowski's there. There was a straight punch. First one.
And he acknowledged, Olaf acknowledged it to Polakowski. He was able to sneak in that left. And again, Olaf is able to trade punches here and get more in.
And that's a good leg kick right there. That'll pay some dividends.
Polakowski, his face already telling a little bit of a story from some of the punches, mostly the jabs. He got that good left end at Olaf just a few moments ago. Oh, and a good punch by Polakowski, probably his best so far.
And right there, you saw Olaf go to grapple, clinched right away, now holding the clinch. See if he looks to put down or just separate cleanly, start over, and I do.
Catch his breath a little bit, closing in on the 1 minute mark here in round number 1.
Pretty measured fight here. There's the double leg, first attempt at grappling. Oh, and he brings the knee up.
Good knee by Alfonso. Polakowski is right back though with the punches. And now he gets the right in. It's trying to measure him off against the fence. And Polakowski with a knee of his own.
I was about to say, I think this is the most technical I've ever seen Olaf fight, and then it's starting to mire into the brawl against the fence. But really, he seems to be measuring out Polakowski, picking his spots, landing a couple times, but no real damage to either one. But you're right, Polakowski's face looks a little red, looks like he's been hit a little bit more.
Olaf has been effective with his jab here in the first.
Well, the old foot stomp seemed to catch his attention too.
Round 1 is over.
Neither fighter worse for wear. Both survived that first round fairly injury-free.
And let's take a look at the very colorful Olaf Alfonso here. Gives a little acknowledgement.
And here later on, once Olaf went for a takedown, came up into a clinch, sensed it was open, and there brought that knee up, caught part of Polakowski's face. If that was clean, that could have taken him out.
Got that knee in, got a good left in. Polakowski was able to get a right in, and that's when Olaf wanted to go to the ground for a moment.
Well, that was a change late in the round, a sudden change by Olaf that he decided he wanted to go downstairs and try to get the takedown. I wonder if he sensed that he wasn't getting anywhere with the stand-up, or maybe Polakowski, seemed to have a little bit of a run there late where he got a little bit more focused and intense and was delivering better strikes.
You look at John Polakowski, San Luis Obispo, California. He's had 3 pro fights now, all against Olaf Alfonso.
And here we go.
Round 2 of this rubber match is underway. First round, slight nod perhaps to Alfonso, who scored more with his jabs.
Well, it seems Polakowski wants to get this more and more intense, to flurry more. Wow, and that was a strong kick by Polakowski. He's ducking his head there. Olaf looks a little vulnerable to a right hand. He's ducking his head. If he times it right, he can run right into that right hand.
Now he's going to try for the single leg takedown here.
All right, I was going to say a single leg takedown as well. But in against the fence here, it favors Polakowski. You'd like to try to drive him down, but you can't do it. Now with the legs up like that, he's got a shot. There it is.
Let's see what Olaf can do.
Polakowski getting his hips involved, his legs, pushing Olaf's hips back. Right there, you see it, good guard.
Olaf with the spinning move and takes a hard right. Polakowski got a good right in there as Olaf was spinning around trying to get him hooked in there on the ankle.
And he nearly caught him. Little tap there, sign of respect. Olaf with a quick surprise down on the ground.
That shows you just how quick both these fighters are. That little exchange a minute ago. Oh, there's another right. Polakowski gets another right in on Olaf, and Olaf wants to get this strategy back to the mat.
Olaf seems loss of intensity here about the 3-minute mark of the period. You wonder about conditioning. Polakowski just moving and moving and moving, and he did that in the first fight. Definitely an in-shape fighter.
Olaf does look a little winded.
He does look winded.
And Polakowski has dialed him up with a couple of good rights here in this second round.
Might see the foot stomp again. Corner yelling for it. Marco Hawes first did that in the UFC. Always remember him doing the foot stomp.
There's a knee by Olaf. His corner saying work on his legs, throw some knees on those legs, because Polakowski still has some strong legs, it looks like, here in the second round.
Chuck Liddell in the corner of Polakowski, very involved, standing up, yelling, rocking back and forth. He knows this is a close fight. Oh, I don't know about that. He tried the arm throw, and Olaf is caught underneath in a bad position.
Polakowski is going to work now with the ground and pound.
Olaf recovers, back to guard.
Polakowski has landed more punches here in this second round.
Yes, he has. He's about to land another one here. He's looking to drop one here on the ground and pound. Scores. Nothing there, missed. But he's pressing. This is where Olaf can rest a little bit here as well. On his back, not having to carry feet. Get a little bit content again, know where you are, get your confidence back.
Polakowski trying to drop in there, avoid being kicked and try to get a punch in. Hasn't been able to get that big punch that he's going for there as you get a good look at Olaf in high definition.
See if he spins into that leg.
Under a minute to go in this second round.
Minute left.
Referee Hermes letting Olaf know, hey, the fight's still going on. Olaf standing up there for a moment and moving in quickly is Polakowski.
Yeah,
Olaf still trying to catch his breath there.
He is. His arms are tired. They're sluggish. He's not throwing crisp.
Look at that right arm now that landed so well. He comes
that left
there
hand
with the
came
left.
straight in again.
I was going to say, look at his right hanging down a little more. He was able to score with those jabs in the first. Polakowski comes in. And again, Polakowski trying to get some combinations going. He's trying to cut this ring off.
He feels it. He's trying to move in, but Olaf doing a good enough job of evading. That left hand is part of the reason. Polakowski walked right into it. Olaf's in trouble here.
Polakowski moving in.
Look for Olaf to try to hang on here. Kill the time.
Being the veteran he is, he was able to buy him time and get the bell as he goes to the mat there in the final seconds of round 2.
The question is, can he recover in this 1 minute enough to go 5 more hard? Polakowski leaning over in his corner, but we know he's in shape.
Okay, look at the quickness here. Olaf in the black.
Goes for this submission attempt right here on the ankle, but unable to get it secured. Polakowski able to get out back to his feet, but a good attempt by Olaf. There's that left hand right down the center, acknowledged by Polakowski. And Olaf got trapped at one time, Kenny. He was in trouble there, getting ground and pounded, but he did recover, got back to guard, and eventually to his feet.
You look at Olaf Alonso, 5-5.
Well, fans, here we go with our third and final round of this bout. Let's
here as he gets ready for this round.
center the cage.
John Polakowski, he has his fans from San Luis Obispo, California here, as well as those in his corner. He's acknowledging them. And isn't it appropriate that it comes down to a third and deciding round here in this, the rubber match between Polakowski and Olaf?
And, you know, you could give that first round to Olaf and that second round to Polakowski, which puts the whole rubber fight down to the rubber round in this fight.
Exactly. Polakowski able to get the rights in that last round. The first round, it was Olaf scoring with his jab.
I like Olaf with his kick. That single leg isn't working because Olaf is staying square in front. If he could turn the corner, in other words, attack Polakowski's right side and get around it like that, now he's got a better chance of taking him down. But unable to, and he used up a lot of energy.
Polakowski with the knee, he slips.
And this is huge for Olaf.
And Olaf
he
with
can
the
keep
chance.
the fight here the rest of the night and just grounded pound. That was a huge mistake for Polakowski to put himself down under Olaf. Now Olaf needs to take advantage of it.
I believe he slipped on that kick. He was trying to get the knee in there and staggered back. We'll see if this, and going to work quickly is Olaf trying to work the body.
And he's trying to back him into the fence, circle him into the fence. Polakowski senses it, tries to redirect. But Olaf wants to get up high like that and then start to strike. That's not smart. Don't let him hit your face with those heels.
Polakowski not letting Olaf get that close just yet.
Olaf is tired, and now he's in. Beautiful side mount, stepped right through the guard. Now let's see him go to work. He has got tremendous position on Polakowski right now. But Polakowski with an underhook could try to come out the side there, but Olaf adjusts nicely. Needs to strike here.
Olaf's corner just down to our right, telling him, get him back against the fence.
Yeah,
I don't know if he has the strength at this time.
Yeah, they want him to turn him. Just turn him 90 degrees and drive, and he's going to hit the fence, and then that momentary lapse where he can't move, like right now.
And
right here, watch him raise up and try. Oh, and he's going to break it.
He gets in there. Referee Herb Dean says, stand back up.
Olaf got him right where he wanted to, and they got him broke there. Herb Dean saying not enough action.
And once again, he has to let Olaf know, hey, the fight's still going on. And we'll see if Polakowski can take advantage of standing back up.
Olaf able to connect with some. Oh, and a big right hand. Entertaining again. Olaf, though, feeling it a little bit here.
Well, we said back in the middle, part of the second round, he looked tired, but he's still going strong.
He's got that look in the eye where he's desperate. That means he's going to take lunges, either big bomb punches or that nose diving shot there. That's really not where he wants to be. But here he's got an opportunity here on bottom now. Maybe work guard play, catch a submission. Tell you, very entertaining fight, very close fight.
It is.
This is really more technical than I've seen Olaf. Olaf likes to stand there and just pound. Now this is what he's got to avoid. He doesn't want to get hit much here. Blocking those, doing a nice job of blocking.
Polakowski trying to close strong here. We're guessing that this is the round that would decide it, figuring each fighter had a round apiece coming into this.
And you see Polakowski keeping chest separation, head high, space to throw punches. Now when he's down like this, can't throw many punches, but elbows, little elbows like that, forearms. And he's effectively striking Olaf now. This is adding up points.
Polakowski is closing out here strong.
And he's daring Olaf to get up, and Olaf gets a chance standing now.
20 seconds to go in this rubber match. Will they stand and swing the rest of the way?
Olaf's giving it everything he has. Polakowski, the pressure of it through the crisper puncher. Olaf avoids the knee, keeps throwing. Oh, and Olaf gets a right hand right at the bell.
Right at the bell.
What a good fight.
And they hug and acknowledge each other. Great respect they have for each other. A classic the very first time they meet. It's hard to believe that anything could live up to that.
You won it,
but
brother.
They had a dandy of a fight here tonight. Technical fight, as you mentioned, on the part of Olaf that might be a little surprising. Had some good strikes in the early going for Olaf, for Polakowski there in the second round.
Yeah, you know, I think the second round went to Polakowski, the first to Olaf, but I got no idea about the third. Heck, I could be wrong about the first two. I mean, this was a close fight. Olaf delivered, but looked a little tired there in the third round. Polakowski, look at him, still fresh in the corner.
Let's go back and take a look there, third round action.
Olaf on the ground, he's in guard, he's clinching, trying to keep his opponent tight to the chest, but Polakowski able now to get the chest up, steps up, and that creates a little bit of space. When there's space, look for those kinds of punches, ground and pound, to come raining down.
Well, as you look across the ring at John Polakowski, this only his third professional fight. Every fight's been against this man.
Now, could you imagine if this was a draw?
Yeah.
And it might well, it could be.
It could be.
It would not be surprising.
I think there's going to be a winner here. I think there'll be a winner.
It's in the hands of the judges. Will they break the tie in their personal battles? Olaf against Polakowski. Let's go to Jimmy one more time with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I read our score totals, we've seen a great fight, and ladies and gentlemen, the WEC would like to recognize these warriors for their trilogy of 3 great fights. No matter who the winner is, they both deserve a round of applause. Olaf Alfonso, John Polakowski. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, John Shorley, scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Olaf Alfonso. Judge at ringside, Ralph McKnight, scores the bout 29-28 in favor of John Polakowski. And judge at ringside, Abe Bellardo, scores the bout 29-28 in favor of the winner, John Polakowski.
We knew it would be close. It is a split decision, and John Polakowski has picked up the victory. His second win against Olaf Alfonso, the second win of his pro career.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think the difference in that fight might have been that last bit of ground and pound by John Polakowski getting Olaf down, and he scored with a lot of those punches that he rained down, and that probably was the difference. But I'll tell you what, if that was the only difference, that was, what, about 35, 45 seconds of fighting. And give them both credit, but Polakowski pulls out the win.
He is standing by now with Ron Kruk. Ron?
Another epic battle between you, John Polakowski, and Olaf. This one could have gone either way. What do you believe was the turning point of this fight?
Probably. Shit, I don't even know.
The judges probably said the same thing, man. You said that you were going to stand, throw some straight punches, and you really executed that game plan to perfection. Talk about it.
Yeah, well, coming into this fight, I really worked on my takedown defense, my wrestling, you know, making sure I don't hang out on bottom too long. And that was the whole goal, to keep the fight standing.
Your teammates, including the Iceman Chuck Liddell, were yelling at you throughout the fight from the corner. What were they saying?
Everything, you know, straight punches, circle out, you know, right hook, inside leg kick, you know, everything. I wouldn't be here without them.
John, does this close the book on you and Olaf, or could there be another one down the line?
Yeah, I think this is it. Me and Olaf are good friends, and I think this was the last one.
You never know. We'll keep that door open, my friend. Enjoy this victory. It was a huge one.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Yeah. Okay, Kenny.
Thanks, Ron. I have a feeling promoters and fans wouldn't mind to see Polakowski and Olaf number 4.
That I thought was a really, really good fight. Polakowski's growing. He's young. Chuck Liddell trained. And he had enough of a standing game there, enough firepower in his fist that he won that fight. And I really do believe that third period when he ground and pounded is what salted that match away for him.
John Polakowski has won the rubber match with a split decision over Olaf Alfonso. Here at the Tachi Palace Hotel and Casino in Lemoore, California, Kenny Rice and Jeff Blatton at Cage Side with you. World Extreme Cage Fighting on HDNet. We're getting ready for the WEC World Lightweight title fight. The champ, Hermes Franca, against the challenger, Nathan Diaz. For more on this fight, let's go to Ron Kruk.
The sport of mixed martial arts can be unforgiving for a fighter after they lose a couple bouts, but drop 5 out of 7, and that can put an end to a career. That's the situation Hermes Franca found himself in at the end of 2005. But for this hard-working Brazilian, quitting was never an option.
In the world of mixed martial arts, Hermes Franca was considered dead.
Our job is so hard, be a fighter. It's so hard, It's a hard job. Sometimes you want to disappear, Sometimes you want to give it up.
After winning his first 8 fights, his career took a turn for the worst. The fighter from Jupiter, Florida, lost 5 of his next 7 bouts. He might as well have been on another planet because the critics had written him off.
It's like, Hermes is dead, he's not gonna fight anymore, He's a loser. Well, words like that just make me strong.
But his luck abruptly changed in 2006, beginning with his first WEC fight against champion Gabe Rudiger.
Right hand. Franca can hit you with so many different ways. And right now, Franca's rocking home the champion. The champion is dead, and that's it. That is it. Hermes Franca is knocked out. WEC champion Gabe Rudiger, and we got a new champ.
He seized the world lightweight belt and proceeded to win 6 straight, including a quick victory over Brandon Olsen and 2 wins in the UFC. But his loyalty to the organization has brought him back.
I'm back in WEC after my UFC fights because I'm so grateful for WEC. Believe me, WEC opened the door for me in 2006. I got the belt. And I have to defend my belt.
Pursuing the dream of becoming a champion, Franca came to America from Brazil.
And when I came to USA, I came just with my heart, you know what I mean? And my clothes, and $500 in my pocket.
To support his fighting habit, Franca took some odd jobs.
You guys can see the car wash was my first job in USA. It's so tough, it's not easy, You have to work like for 8 hours straight, Clean the car, the carpets, wheels, like you guys can see, Florida is a beautiful weather, but it's not so beautiful for the guys who works here.
His hard work and dedication paid off. Now Hermes Franca defends his belt against a tough Nathan Diaz.
What I'm working is my strength, yeah. So I want to use my strength, let him feel my strength and finish the fight. I'm going to do my best, believe me, I want to come fast and strong.
Not only will Franca be prepared for battle, but he'll be looking good too. Getting his hair colored is a new pre-fight ritual.
Come on guys, this is my top secret, okay? You guys can check it out at the WEC 24.
Guys, the last time we saw Hermes Franca in the WEC, he was sporting the platinum blonde hair. I'm not sure what he's got in store tonight, but I'm sure it's going to look great in high definition.
All right, fans, here we go. 3 5-minute rounds scheduled for the WEC World Lightweight Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and MMA fans joining us around the world from the Tachi Palace, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet even, he weighed in at 160 pounds. He is an all-around MMA fighter specializing in jiu-jitsu and boxing with a record of 5 wins and 1 defeat. Representing Cesar Gracie Fight Team and hailing from Stockton, California, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the challenger, Nathan Diaz. And his opponent across the cage on my left, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches, he weighed in at a ready 158 pounds. Specializing in jiu-jitsu, his record stands at 16 wins and 5 losses. Representing the Armory and fighting out of Jupiter, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, here is the defending WEC World Lightweight Champion, introducing Hermes Franca. Once again, here's our referee in charge, Josh Rosenthal, now to give instructions.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules. Any last-minute questions? All right, defend yourselves all times. Obey my commands all times. Touch gloves, go back, let's do this.
Hermes Franca, his second title defense. Nathan Diaz is ready. Round 1 underway, WEC World Lightweight title fight.
Because it's a title fight, it'll be 5 rounds of 5 minutes. And the question is, who's got the hand speed here? Hermes or Nathan Diaz? Diaz is tough. He's unafraid. I think he'll stand right in front of Hermes the whole time. But the question is speed. Who will get the hands off first? And Diaz right now unloading.
Diaz, the southpaw with the reach, trying to take advantage of that early. We saw in his last fight how quickly Franca can strike. He got that arm bar, but then again, he was not facing a fighter with the caliber and the quickness of Nathan Diaz.
And Diaz is very active here. Some nice underhooks.
Diaz throwing some combinations in here, trying to take advantage of the reach that he has, and there's the knee that was blocked off. Diaz is taking it to him.
Yeah, he is. Champ is getting no respect. He hasn't been rocked in any way, but he's been chipped at. But Diaz seems to be the man able to get up first and score.
Diaz letting him know that he is here. Franca reaching with that right, finding nothing.
I like that little shoulder shot there.
Diaz getting a couple of knees in there to the thighs. Basically, since the bell rang, Nathan Diaz has been busy.
Diaz dominating Hermes here in terms of control, position the fight takes place in.
Diaz takes a kick to the stomach. Now pushes Franca against the fence. At this stage, Hermes Franca, what do you think his strategy is going to be right now, Jeff?
He's just waiting and seeing. I'm not sure what he intended to do to Nathan. Nathan's really kind of smothering the action, forcing Hermes to fight his fight.
You see that reach advantage there as he flicks in a couple of jabs.
And it's quick. Now, those are good leg kicks if you can keep them coming. But it's hard to get inside of Diaz. Trip attempt by Hermes to try to bring Diaz down. Diaz now bustling him in the corner. I think Diaz is actually stronger than Hermes Franca.
Diaz comes in only weighing 2 pounds more, but you're seeing that 4.5-inch height advantage that he has.
And that's playing out both in terms of the range of the punches and also being able to lock around the body.
Diaz has been controlling the action here in this first round of the WEC World Lightweight title.
Might get a trip here, and he gets it.
He is.
Set that up nicely. Had the over-under with an arm trap. Stepped to the trapped arm side, brought Franca down.
You wonder if this might work eventually in favor of Franca. Not this position necessarily, Jeff, but if he can get this on the ground.
I'll tell you, Diaz is no slouch on the ground either. It'll be interesting here to see, whether Josh Rosenthal will stand him up. Diaz not really doing anything here to commit to ground attack. He's coming right back up to his feet, looking to score. But not to commit to ground warfare.
30 seconds.
Franca now with a chance.
Franca back up as you see him being measured off. I mean, you can see the reach there. Diaz just sticks out the right arm and just measures him right off and then moves right into him and has him back against the fence. And there's the takedown. Nathan Diaz is fighting like the man who is the champion right now.
And he's got a guillotine on here, and it's pretty tight.
But Franca goes to work, and that's why he is the champion. He's trying to get that guillotine under there, but there's the bell.
Tell you what, I think that was a lot for Hermes Franca. Diaz coming out there hard.
Let's take a look at it. You can see the height advantage and look at the reach advantage. I mean, he can just, he's called his shots basically in that first round.
And he was throwing combinations. They weren't one-shot bombs. And here's the double, in tight, locks his hands, just rips him up, takes him down. Hermes trying that guillotine there, but ran out of time with the bell.
Well, that is the one thing with a jiu-jitsu expert. Not that Diaz is not very proficient as well in it, but we can see how quickly it can change. You make one little slip, you get caught in the guillotine, it could have been over.
Could have been. It didn't have it super tight. It seemed Diaz, was punching in there, which meant that he felt confident enough. He was getting enough air to expend energy.
Let's go, guys.
Nathan Diaz, very impressive here in the first round. The challenger going up against the champ, Hermes Franca. And here we go, round two. Diaz in the green trunks. Franca goes for a kick, and Diaz grabs it.
And that was a guillotine there, too.
And look at Franca go to work. Franca's able to throw punch after punch now. A couple of those getting in there quickly.
And now he's taking Diaz's back.
And watch Hermes Franca letting Diaz know he's still the champ here.
Showed no respect in round one. I'm sure Diaz going to have a little respect here. He's getting tagged.
Franca is throwing leather.
And he's reaching it.
And he's getting in there. Again with the right.
Finally in the guard.
Hermes Franca changing the tempo here in the second round. Round one going to Nathan Diaz.
Did he punch himself out a little bit there too? He threw an awful lot of leather trying to take Diaz out. He scored well. By far the best flurry of the fight. Round two's off to a good start for Hermes Franca. And he's ready to start again.
Franca
going right for the guillotine again.
Trying to get in there. Trying to get in under the neck now of Nick Diaz. Is he able to get it in there enough and start working on that?
Well, he's waiting. If Diaz tries to rip him off his feet, that's when the guillotine sinks tight. Up against the fence like this, driving into him, he gets air. But you can see the hesitation on Diaz here.
Hermes Franca, look at that right arm. He is tightening it up.
It's tight now.
Hermes Franca not able to finish it off, and Diaz breaks out of the clinch and gets in a couple of punches and a good knee. And now Franca's back in trouble that quickly.
Very entertaining, both highly skilled. Fight going back to the ground here. Diaz trying to pass guard, but Franca with a butterfly in there, controlling the hips well.
Diaz very polished. I mean, this will be his 7th pro fight here. Of course, with the success of his brother, Nick, and he's been around the sport, has trained hard, and certainly has deserved this title shot.
Watch the armbar. Watch the armbar.
And there it is.
He's got him.
He's got him. Franca's got him. Hermes Franca's done it. He reached in a little much, and Hermes Franca sees the moment, gets the armbar, and keeps the championship. And that's what we talked about, how quickly it can change with someone as talented in jiu-jitsu as Hermes Franca.
And he's not jumping around. I mean, he is maturing as a fighter. He really, truly is. And look at him. He goes over, he talks to Nathan. He's not all bustling around. I like a guy that's in control of himself. Look at that beautiful job of snaking over the head with the leg.
Oh, look how he
There's
grabs
where
that
he
arm.
trapped the arm, and he keeps twisting it towards us there. See it? And here comes the leg. That sets it. And right there, it's bent. And you see Diaz immediately tapping out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 46 seconds in round number 2. An armbar ends the contest. The fighter taps out. He is the winner by way of submission and still the WEC World Lightweight Champion, Hermes Franca.
Thank you for being with us. Hermes Franca is still the WEC World Lightweight Champ. For our executive producer, Terrel, our producer, David Butler, our director, Jason Vaughn, Mike Hurd, our production manager, Dan Neighbors, our engineer, our outstanding crew here at HDNet, and the Tachi Palace Hotel and Casino, wonderful host as always. For Jeff Blatnick and Ron Kruk, I'm Kenny Rice. You've been watching the WEC on HDNet from Lemoore, California. So long, everyone.